Hello people, today we are going to learn about planning process group process project management processes plan human resource management. So let's get started. Plan human resource management is the process of identifying and documenting project roles, responsibilities, required skills, reporting relationship, creating a staffing management plan. The key benefit of this process is that it establishes project roles, responsibilities, project organization chart, and the staffing management plan, including the timetable for staff acquisition and release. The inputs involved for the plan human resource management are project management plan, activity resource requirement, enterprise environmental factors, organizational process asset. The tools and techniques involved are organizational charts and position description, networking, organizational theory, expert judgment, and meetings. The output involved is human resource management plan. Let's say input one by one. So first input is project management plan. The PM plan is used to develop the human resource management plan. The information used for development of the human resource management plan includes the project life cycle and the processes that will be applied to each phase, how work will be executed to accomplish the project objectives, a change management plan that documents how changes will be monitored and controlled, a configuration management plan that documents how configuration management will be performed, how integrity of the project baseline will be maintained, and needs and methods of communication among stakeholders. The next input involved is activity resource requirement. Human resource planning uses activity resource requirement to determine the human resource needs for the project. The preliminary requirements regarding the required project team members and their competencies are progressively elaborated as a part of plan human resource management process. The next input is enterprise environmental factors that can influence the plan human resource management process include organization culture and structure, existing human resources, geographical dispersion of team members, personal administration and policies, and marketplace condition. The next input is organizational process asset that can influence the plan human resource management process include organizational standard processes, policies, and role descriptions, template for organizational chart and position description, lesson learned on organization structures that have worked in previous projects, and escalation procedures for handling issues within the team and within the performing organization. Let's see tools and technique. Here is the pictorial representation of the organization chart, which is hierarchical. You can see the hierarchy, which is like resource breakdown structure or work breakdown structure or organization breakdown structure will look like this. This type of structure is called organization chart or hierarchical chart. Next is a RAM, which is responsibility assignment matrix, also called RACI chart. RACI is responsibility, accountability, control, and we will see about this in detail in next slide. And this is role description in the text form, which contains role, responsibility, and authority. So let's see hierarchical chart. What's the meaning of hierarchical chart? The organizational breakdown structure or OBS is arranged according to an organization's existing department, units, or team with the project activities or work packages listed under each department. An operational department such as information technology or purchasing can see all of its project responsibilities by looking at its portion of the OBS. The resource breakdown structure is a hierarchical list of resources related by category and resource type that is used by used to facilitate planning and controlling of the project work. The matrix-based structure which we saw here, responsibility assignment matrix, this is the one. Uh, the RAM is also called responsibility assignment matrix. The full form of RAM is responsibility assignment matrix, is a grid that shows the project resources assigned to each work package. One example of RAM is RACI, which is responsible, accountable, consult, and inform. So RACI stands for RACI stands for responsible, accountable, consult, and inform chart. So here is the example of RACI chart. Note that this we assign each of the stakeholder based on the who is responsible for what, who is accountable for what, and who should we consult for particular thing, and who should we inform. Note that the accountable is only one person, it cannot be two. So in every activity you will see that there is only one accountable person. Like create charter, Anne is accountable. For collect requirement, Ben is accountable. Submit change request, Ben is accountable. And develop test plan, Anne is accountable. Only one person should be accountable. If there are two person accountable, then that the RACI chart is wrong. Responsible can be one or two or many, it doesn't matter. Consult can be any number and inform can be any number. So like this, like let's say in create charter we see that Ben is responsible, and these three stakeholders we must inform to these three for create charter: Carlos, Dina, and Ed. And this in the collect requirement we must inform to Anne, and we must consult Dina and Ed for collect requirement, and Ben is accountable and Carlos is responsible. So in this case there are two responsible. In submit change request there are two responsible. In collect requirement there are two consult. We have to consult two people, and in create charter there are three people whom we have to inform. So here we can see that other than accountable, other three has can be one or multiple, but accountable can only be one person. So you can see that in each of the activity there is only one person who is accountable, and rest are other things. So RACI matrix is very useful for creating the stakeholder. Then the next input is text oriented formats. Team member responsibility that require detailed description can be specified in the text oriented format, usually in the outline form. The document provide information such as responsibility, authority, competencies, and qualification. The documents are known by various names including position description and role responsibility authority forms. The next input is networking. Networking is a formal, informal interaction with others in the organization, industry, or professional environment. It is a constructive way to understand political and international factors that will impact the effectiveness of various staffing management options. The next tools and technique used is organizational theory. It provides information regarding the way in which people, teams, and organizational unit behave. The effective use of common themes identified in organizational theory can shorten the amount of time, cost, and effort needed to create the plan human resource management process outputs and improving planning efficiency. Next thing is the expert judgment. When developing human resource management plan, expert judgment is used to list the preliminary requirement for the required skills, assess the role required for the project based on the standard role description within the organization, determine the preliminary effort level and number of resources needed to meet project objectives, determine reporting relationship needed based on the organizational culture, provide guidelines on lead time required for staffing based on lesson learned and market condition, and identify risk associated with staffing acquisition and release, etc. The output is obviously human resource management plan, guidance on how human resources should be defined, staffed, managed, and eventually released. The human resource management plan includes roles and responsibility, and under roles and responsibility, the following should be addressed when listing the roles and needed to complete the project. The four things should be listed are role, authority, responsibility, and competency. Under role, the function assumed by or assigned to a person in the project. Under authority, the right to apply project resources, make decisions, sign approvals, accept deliverables, and influence others to carry out the project to the work of the project. Next thing is writing the responsibility, the assigned duties, and the work that a project team member is expected to perform in order to complete the project activities. The next thing is competency, the skill and the capacity required to complete assigned activities within the project constraints. The next thing which human resource management plan contains is project organization chart. A project organization chart is a graphic display of the project team member and their reporting relationship. It can be formal or informal, highly detailed or broadly framed based on the needs of the project. For example, a project organization chart for a 3,000 person disaster response team will have a great detail than a project org chart for an interval, internal 20-person project. Then it also includes staffing management plan, which describes when and how project team member will be acquired, how long they will be needed. The plan is updated continually. Information in the staffing management plan varies by application area and project size, but items to consider include staff acquisition, resource calendars, staff release plan, training needs, recognition and rewards, compliance and safety. So guys, I hope you got some idea on the process plan human resource management. So subscribe to my channel or come back to my channel for more videos on PMP and other things. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.